Alrighty guys, I just got back from my 2020 Wisconsin bear hunt. I'm so excited to bring you this video, so I'm just gonna hop right into the footage. Alrighty guys, I made it to bear camp. I'm here surrounded by beautiful black bear mounts in a gorgeous cabin in the middle of Northwoods, Wisconsin. I'm gonna keep tonight's interview short. I got up here kind of late. I'm gonna go to bed pretty quick here. Just met all the guys met some of the guys that'll be running with tomorrow, and I'm excited to say the least. I cannot wait to get out tomorrow and let the dogs loose. This will be a experience for me that I've been waiting for a long time. It's taken me 12 years to get this tag. I've been patiently waiting, and this is going to be a whole lot of fun. My dad actually hunted with these guys 2 years ago and had a very successful hunt, killed a beautiful 220-pound bear. So I'm looking forward to it. My hopes are high, and man, I just can't wait. The morning can't come soon enough. I don't know how I'm gonna sleep tonight. You guys hear that? I'm excited. I slept about 4 minutes last night and woke up to this sound. Alright, so as you can tell from that video, I was pretty jacked up despite not sleeping a wink the night before. And at this point, all the rest of the guys in camp met down there. We got all the dogs together and got them loaded up, which was pretty cool to see in itself. These are some really, really cool looking dogs. And I was just absolutely filled with anticipation of what was going to happen next. So I ended up riding with Mike, and basically the way this goes is each guy goes their separate ways and they start checking baits. And these guys have been hunting this area for a long, long time. Some of these baits have been there for 50 plus years, so I was excited to get out and see how that kind of worked. And you know, we hit the first couple baits and there wasn't any hits there. Nothing was going on, and then finally after a couple baits we had a couple hits, and that was super cool to see. You know, Mike really taught me. He showed me, you know, what to look for in a track. You know, and every bait has a trail camera over it, so we looked at the trail camera pictures, and he taught me, you know, what to look for in a bear, how to distinguish the difference between a sow and a boar, you know, how to kind of guess weight and all that. So it was a learning experience on its own. So while I'm out checking baits with Mike, another guy in the group, John, came up to us and he said he had a big bear on camera. He said this bear was probably close to 350 pounds, which, I mean, that's a great bear in Wisconsin anywhere, but especially for this area. So that was the bear that we decided that we wanted to go after first in the morning. So we waited till legal light, which, you know, in order to let the dogs out, it has to be legal shooting time. So we waited for that, and then we cut the dogs loose on this bear. It was a little bit of an older track, but, you know, they thought that maybe we could pull it off, and it was just super cool to see these dogs work. You know, when you cut dogs loose, it's really exciting, it's really fun, but then you're just kind of sitting there waiting and watching these dogs, and the electronics they have are amazing. You know, you can sit in the truck and look at this basically TV on the you know, truck dashboard and watch where these dogs are going, what they're doing, how much they're barking. So we're watching these dogs run this bear for quite a while, and we were starting to think that maybe these dogs had a loss. And what we were going to do next is try to catch up with these dogs, meet them at, you know, where they were going to cross the road next, and try to pull them off of this bear. And actually, while we were waiting at the road, we saw a bear cross the road. So we decided to pull dogs off of the bear we were running and try to run this bear there. And even though we knew this wasn't a huge bear, we still wanted to get the dogs running, and I was excited to see my first bear ever.
Are you grabbing anything else out of here?
We're not even bringing weapons in, are we? Woods is beautiful right now, man. Yeah, nice colors. Alright, we had one dog on a bear all morning. We were sitting on the road and we saw a smaller bear cross, so we stuck the dogs on it and he's treed now, so hopefully we'll get to see our first treed bear.
Zach, you better get going faster. This old guy's making us look bad. think about that there, big fella?
What was that?
Probably stick that one in there if it was bigger. I'm scared.
So that experience alone would have been worth the entire trip to me. That was so cool getting to see my first real live bear in person, up close and personal. Getting to watch that bear come down and watch the dogs work and all that. That was just the absolute coolest thing I'd seen up to that point. So that was pretty much it for that day. We decided that that was the last one we wanted to do. That other dog that was still on, the first bear that we ended up putting dogs out on in the morning, that big 350 pounder, had a loss and we ended up pulling her off the bear. So we went back to camp, hung out, had a great time at camp, and I was filled with anticipation for the morning hunt. So the second morning started out pretty much the same, you know, loading dogs up, checking baits and all that, and really on the second morning we didn't have much for options at all. There was hardly any hits, and it was a really slow morning, but we had one hit that we decided we wanted to try a run on, and what kind of happened there, this was our first run of the day. We set the dogs out, and what happened was basically the bear that had hit our bait ended up going and hitting another group of hunters' bait, and they also decided to run this bear, so our dogs kind of got mixed up with the other hunters' dogs. And it was just kind of this big rigmarole for a little bit, but we ended up pulling our dogs off of that bear and decided to try something different. So we went to another bait of ours that had been hit, and we didn't have high hopes at all. It was an older track, it was a smaller bear. We were basically just doing it for the sake of letting the dogs out of the truck and trying to get it run in. And you know, we let a few dogs out, and they started doing their thing, and two of the dogs ended up working way up north. They were on this old track. They were, you know, trying to track this bear, but two of the other dogs that we let out were barking real close to us, and they seemed to be barking really good. So we're kind of sitting there not expecting much, drinking coffee by the truck, kind of actually joking around about how, you know, we're going to get to take naps early this morning, and basically we had thrown in the towel for the day. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, these dogs just absolutely light up just a couple hundred yards away from us, and they actually showed treat, and that's when all hell broke loose.
Well, this is kind of crazy. It's the second morning. We had a super slow morning. We turned dogs out on an old track, and they didn't have nothing for the longest time. Then all of a sudden, right by the truck, they showed treat, and we thought it was a false something, but we got a bear in a tree right now, so I gotta go let all the other guys know and figure out what we want to do here. But that came out of absolutely nowhere. We did not think that there was gonna be a bear in a tree. All right, this is kind of a cluster because it was so unexpected. I'm not sure if this is a shooter bear or not, but I'm bringing in the gun. I would like to take it with a bow, but it's so high up in a tree, there's no way I'll get a shot at it with a bow. So we're just gonna get up there, take a better look at this bear, see what we want to do.
See his head when he sits there. Hey, Kyle, there's a bear in the tree. Oh, shit. I can't.
So obviously this bear kind of took us off guard, so things happened kind of crazy and hectic, but we got some of the guys in there, and they all took a look at this bear and said, you know, that's a pretty decent bear. And one of the things I really wanted to do is I wanted to shoot a bear with a bow, but at the end of the day, you know, this bear was way up there in this tree. There was lots of limbs around. There was just no way that I was going to get a shot with a bow. And I've been waiting for 12 years with this tag, and I brought a bow and a rifle up to camp knowing that I would use the rifle if the right shot came along and it was the right bear, and I really felt like this is the right bear that I wanted to take. So after talking it over with some of the guys and asking them some questions about, you know, what do you think this bear goes? Is this a good bear to take? They said, you know, we figure this is probably somewhere between 175 and 190 pound boar, which is a great bear in Wisconsin. So I decided that this was the bear that I wanted to shoot. And by the way, it helps if you load your gun.
Good shot, good shot, good shot.
So after shooting this bear, you know, there was hugs and high fives and congratulations and all that, and it was just absolutely awesome. I really can't even describe it. You know, I've been waiting a long time for this tag, and I've had some conflicting feelings on bear hunting, you know, just how I would feel about it, whether or not I'd want to sit bait or run dogs, or just kind of all these internal things that I was going on inside of me and who I am as a hunter and what I want to do. And I'll tell you what, after going through this, you know, I have just a complete new respect for bears and hounds and hound hunters, and just the way they do things. You know, this isn't a hobby. This isn't just something to do for fun. This is a complete and total lifestyle. These guys' lives revolve around these dogs, and it's what they do. And if you're kind of on the fence about bear hunting or whether you should sit bait or run dogs, I would highly recommend giving it a try, because if you have an experience like me and you have an appreciation for dogs and what they do and working and having a job, I can just about guarantee that you'd love it, because I know one thing, and that's that I will never sit bait for bear in my life. I will always be pursuing them with dogs because of this experience that I had here. You know, so now that I had shot the bear and we kind of had taken our pictures and got the bear drug out, which that's a job on its own, man. I'm glad I shot this bear right off the road, because it was about a 100-yard drag, and I can't imagine dragging a bear any further. They drag a whole lot harder than a deer. So that's a little side note, but you know, we took it into town and got a weight, and this bear actually weighed 216 pounds, which is bigger than any of us had guessed. So it was a great bear. That's a great first bear. That's a great Wisconsin bear, and I was sure happy with it. You know, so after weighing it, we went back to camp, and I caped the bear out. I butchered the bear, got it all quartered up and in the coolers, and then it was time to celebrate. So the tradition at this camp is bear fat fires, and that's basically where, after I had, you know, butchered the bear and taken all the fat off of the hide and off of the body, we put it in buckets and we had a fire with the bear fat. And I've been to many a party in my day, but never one quite like a bear fat fire. This was a ton of fun. Lots of people showed up, you know, getting congratulations, and it was just an absolute blast. After the bear fat fire, you know, we all went to bed, and it was day 3. I had already shot my bear, and these guys had invited me to come along for another day of running dogs. So in the morning, we all woke up early again and started chasing bear again, and we got on 2, you know, pretty fun chases. I got to see 2 more bear, and then it was time to get going. And I just want to say thank you so much to the guys that were up at this camp. You know, this isn't some high-end guide service or anything like that. These are just a group of guys that absolutely love running dogs and love chasing bear. But they welcomed me in like I was a member of their group. You know, they made me feel at home. I got to stay in the cabin. I got to be a part of the whole experience. They answered all the questions I had. They showed me about their lifestyle, and I just, like I said, I just have such an appreciation for what they do and who they are, and the lifestyles they live. That is just, I couldn't imagine something more fun to be a part of. So thank you to these guys. Thank you to you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. My whole goal with this is I just wanted to try to do the best job I could solo filming this video, and you know, I know the footage isn't absolutely insane or anything like that, but I try to do the best job I could because I wanted to show this bear hunting with hounds for what it is, and show an appreciation for this lifestyle and what these guys do, because it's such a cool thing that I think more people need to get into. So thanks again for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. It's hunting season. These videos are going to be coming out. I'll be chasing deer, I'll be chasing ducks, I'll be chasing geese. all that. It's hunting season, and my hope is to get out there as much as I can and bring some hunting content to you guys. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next video.